Welcome back into another Inside the Film Room, guys. As always, I'm Corey Kinnan, founder of Daft on Draft. Again, if this is your first time tuning into an Inside the Film Room, I have got an influx of new subscribers, so this very well could be your first. My entire hope thing about these Inside the Film Rooms is that I'm doing my best to try to preach transparency in my process. So when you come across my positional rankings, my big boards, my scouting reports, things like that, you can kind of see what my eyes are seeing. And you can disagree with it. I think that's one of the beautiful things about draft content is, I don't see I don't see things the same way that Jordan Reed does at ESPN or Dane Brugler does at The Athletic or JP Acosta does at CBS Sports. I don't see it the same as them, and I think that's the beauty of it. We'll all have different big boards. But what I want to do for those who pay for my site is to kind of give a peek behind the curtain of what I'm seeing. So that's the whole process of these. Today we are going to take a deeper look at Georgia tight end Oscar Delp. So Oscar Delp is hard to find some production for through his past 2 years at Georgia, where he really took over as the starter. So that's why we got to kind of peel the curtain back a little bit more and say, well, is there more on tape than there is on the field? Over his last 3 seasons, he had just 65 catches from 2023, 2024, and 2025. That's tough to work with. Just about 750 yards and 8 touchdowns over the last 3 years at Georgia. We have to peel it back a little bit. And also, it is worth mentioning that Todd Monken did leave after the 2022 season to go back to the NFL and take the offensive coordinator job with the Baltimore Ravens. He never got the luxury of being a top dog tight end in a Georgia offense with Todd Monken, who utilized those tight ends. Now, are there things on tape about why Delp wasn't tagged in certain concepts and things like that? There might be. So we'll take a look at all of that and dig underneath of it and see what we can find. We're going to get probably at least 2 games in here because you can fly through tight end tape. So we're going to start with a Texas game and maybe get into the Ole Miss game earlier in the season, not the playoff game because he didn't play in that game, but into the regular season Ole Miss game too, and kind of see, is there more than meets the eye with Oscar Delp, the Georgia tight end? So let's dive right in here. And again, if this is your first time tuning in, there will be pauses. Breaks because I am going to take notes and actually write the scouting report as I record, as I see things, as I talk through things. So let's jump right in here. Oscar Delp is the tight end number 4 for Georgia. He's right here, stacked off the line of scrimmage. So he is listed at, well, let's see if we have verified. Let me pull up. He's a senior, so we might have verifieds on him. We do. Over the summer, he was verified at 6'043", which means a little bit over 6'4", 250 pounds, only 31 and 6/8 inch arms. I've noticed it's a theme with the tight ends in this class. They all got real short arms. Eli Reardon, John Michael Gillenborg. I wrote Will Kacmarek only has 32.5 inch arm. There's a lot of smaller armed guys in this class. But let's dive in here. Let's talk about Oscar Delp. Here. So snap timing's off. Not a great job in pass protection on Colin Simmons here initially. Doesn't absorb that contact very well. That's pretty bad. Anchor, that's pretty bad core strength. Right off the rip. Against Colin Simmons. He does kind of peel back, though. I appreciate the effort to peel back here and still, as Gunnar Stockton rolls. I've watched so much Georgia offense tape, and I've had enough of 14. Split blocker. Yeah. RPO. Okay, so he's getting out in front. Okay, get out there. So one thing I've noticed about Oscar Delp over the past 2 years of watching his tape is that he is explosive. Like, you can see the easy ability to get downfield without really straining, even when he's blocking. So, something I'll keep an eye on here. He's stacked up here. Number 4 right off there over next to the tight end. 12 personnel. Again, just an RPO. Not a whole lot to look at in these RPO reps, but I see a little pop in the hands. Like, you can see a little shock in the hands when he punches the guy across from him here. Number 8 is who he's punching. You can see him stand 8 up a little bit. So, I do appreciate that. All right. Let's watch the sideline angle here instead of the end zone angle. Okay, so teams are running these dump off concepts now where they're going to swing the tight end out as a lead blocker for the check down. That's all that's going down here. Split blocker again. I don't see a ton of impact or a ton of initiating of impact on these split. This is the second split zone block that I've kind of seen that's like, eh. But you got to be careful watching Georgia tape too as well, because Lawson Lucky, number 7 right here, looks exactly like number 4. They both have the turf tape. Both kind of stocked up white tight ends. You got to be careful. Just a little down block and then release. Again, I've had enough of number 4. We've got a little wheel out of the backfield paired with the post. It's an ugly looking post. And then like Delp is going to come out here. He's got the post wide open, dude. Got the post wide open. Hello? Did we not see this? He doesn't see it. All right. This is just the end zone angle of that last play. Delp's probably a little late to release off this chip block, but nothing too damning. All right. 4's not on the field here. That's him. Kind of H'd off right there. Stacked up. Again, he's going to... What do we got here? Pin and pull, run action, screen. Zachariah Branch, buddy. You got to go where your blockers are, my friend. All right. Where are we at, Delp? He's coming across the formation on a slide. Does get rerouted a little bit. Not open. Still haven't seen anything like noteworthy that I can chop down my notes. Okay. Third straight like split block that he's kind of whiffed on. Like he doesn't. Eyes are down. Look at this. He's at a 90-degree angle here. Eyes are down, taking on half a man. It's not gonna get the job done. So I'm gonna put that in his notes real fast. When asked to split block back across the formation, Delp struggles to consistently land a punch and initiate contact. All right. Is Delp out there? Yes, he is. Climb to the second level there. I like that. We'll watch the end zone angle on this one. He's right here. In 12. He's right here. That's him. I like the tempo, the pacing of his climbing. He's hitting the landmark. He's hitting the landmark. Doesn't really sustain the block, but he does hit the landmark on time. He gets into the guy a little bit. Split block again. Boot slide. There he is. All right, let me see if we can see. There's two things that I really want to see here. One, throttle. How well does he speed up? And he doesn't really have the chance to throttle up to hit that second gear. And kind of tightness with his hips. Is he able to make guys miss? Is he able to turn the corner? I was watching Eli Raridon, because I'm trying to get through all these tight ends. There's so many of them. 27 of them got combine invites, by the way. And Raridon cannot turn the corner. So, like, when he is running, in like Raridon's instance, when he's running like a shallow cross and he catches the ball right here and he tries to turn upfield, he's like tight roping. So I like to see that's an evidence of some fluidity in hips from these guys as well, stuff like that. I'm not going to get a good look on this route from any of that, though. He split out here. I figured he'd be the RPO blocker out here. All right. So just some pass protection. He's got a punch and kick. Not a whole lot going on there. That's okay. So he is in the slot right here. So let's see what we got here in the red zone. Okay, so this is what's the stuff that I've seen on tape, even going back to last year, that gets me excited about Delp, even when he's not getting the football, man. He's one of the only guys that has any real, like, subtlety, choppy steps at the top of his routes that it doesn't take him 8 years to get off breaks. Gets his head around. Again, he throws the corner to Lucky here. It's probably the right read. Bad ball, but you can watch Delp get out of the break fast, man. Get out quick. Stick the foot in the ground. Get your head around. Bang. That's on an in-breaker, too, so a fairly steep-ish break. That's the kind of stuff you got to watch out for guys that don't have a lot of production. It's like, one, there's probably a reason why they didn't produce at the college level, but two, are they capable of more at the NFL level? All right, what do we got going on here? Is a blocking rep. You got to sustain a little bit. I like the initial punch, initial contact, but you got to sustain a little bit better there. Another red zone rep here from 4. He's the lead blocker on that one. Oh. Gunnar Stockton, man. Why are you giving this football? Like, when you are watching... I mean, I guess Ethan Burke is sitting here. That's technically the read. But you have two leads coming back across, and you got 2 guys out here. He's walking in the end zone right now. So, again, a pass pro rep. His punch is not overly dynamic. But he's a decent blocker. Again, he's going against a guy wearing 93 right now. What do you want your tight end to do against a guy wearing 93 most of the time? You kind of got to ask yourself those questions, too, when you're evaluating tight ends blocking. Of course they're not going to block like an offensive tackle. It's a split zone rep. We've seen enough of those. He landed that one, though. That was nice to see. Yeah, he's out there. And man on the line of scrimmage. He's willing to fight a little bit. Again, he's going to get overwhelmed by these bigger guys, right? Like, but look at the leverage he plays with when firing out. Like, this is good leverage here. Look at the helmet compared to the defensive end's helmet. So we've got good leverage. That's enough as a backside blocker on these inside zone reps, man. That's good enough to get it done. Split zone again. Safety drop down, made the play. All right. I don't think he's on the field here. He is not. He is not. Is that 4 or is that 7 there? That's 4. Doesn't really hit anybody here, though. So let's see. We've got... This is trap. Yeah, we're trapping. So, again, there's not really anybody for Delp to get here. Asking him to peel his eyes all the way back here and make that block is tough. Not going to fault him for that one. Split again. No. All right, where are we at, Oscar? Give me a reception. Give me a target. Give me a target, please. Okay, so again, this is the stuff. I've watched so many tight ends over the past week, man. Like, James and I did our episode last week, and I'm still working through a million of them. I don't know, outside of Sadiq, if I've seen a tight end with this kind of get-up vertically. Watch him fire out right here. Again, he's in a man in the line of scrimmage right here. This is what makes me still bullish on Delp. Like, I don't see... I don't know how many guys I've seen accelerate, top speed, out of stance, get up the seam like this. Get his head around. That's a great catch in traffic. That's a great catch in traffic. Eyes up. Anticipates concept. Anticipates contact. Reels it in. That's good stuff, man. In his scouting report, I'm going to write, Delp is one of the rare tight ends in this class with the ability